Cancun next week?
Oh yeah, they're going this week. The 6th, right? Thursday? Is it Thursday?
I don't know.
I think tomorrow, right? The third, three, four, five, six. The third
Oh, the
Thursday.
10th. Oh, that's next Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, how fun. Next Thursday, 1 week. I know there's a lot of first timers. You're gonna have so much fun. There's nothing like lifestyle getaways. Like,
Mhm.
I think that, a lot of people, they want to have fun, they don't necessarily think of, oh, I want to make more money all the time. They're like, I want to have fun. I want to do something. I want to make new friends. I want to make connections. And so I feel like lifestyle getaway is like the perfect time to really like show what you're doing because people are watching you, they're always watching and they're always waiting. If you think about it, like how long did you guys watch and wait, right? Like you just waited around, like what is this person doing? How long are they going to do it for? And what's going to happen? And so I remember for me, like I was in mostly male dominated industries, right? Like finance and stuff. And so it's not really that fun or glamorous, right? And so I remember seeing Jackie and I remember seeing Twin and all these like Canadians back then. And they were just all like going on these lifestyle getaways that they earned. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like I want to go on vacation with a bunch of like pretty girls that are having fun and be surrounded by around more females. And oh, they do it for work. What do you mean? Like, I don't get to do that, right? So people just want to have fun and make connections. So make sure you guys take a lot of content and like show in your stories and your posts, which a lot of you already do, like what you're doing, where you are, who you're with, and imagine talking to someone that has no idea what Thrive is, right? Because sometimes we know what Thrive is so well that there's a certain language or verbiage that we have, right? But talk to the person that knows nothing about Thrive, knows nothing about a lifestyle getaway, and is just watching and like wondering what you're doing. I feel like every time that we had gone on lifestyle getaways or like after Thrive Palooza, like all of a sudden you get a bunch of people like inquiring, all of a sudden wanting to like try the vitamins or like wanting to understand like what you've been doing. And so it's a perfect time for you to market that content. And if you're not going, that's okay. You can take everyone else's content. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be there or have your own, like screenshot everyone else's, like repost other people's reels, because then they're going to see that same content, right? And they're going to be like, oh, what are you doing? Or what are your friends doing? Or where are you guys at? Or what is this? So yeah, those are just some tidbits about Lifestyle Getaway.
Yeah.
We are not going. We have a major festival coming up in 3 weeks. So we've been planning for that, and it's a lot, but it's going to be fun.
Maybe next
Yeah,
year.
well, we could focus again.
I know, but that's awesome. So welcome back to Fire Hour. If you're new here, Fire Hour is all about working on the best project you'll ever work on, which is you. And we're going to cover marketing, branding, leadership development, and business scaling. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about if you wanted to go over the laws of leadership and then also social media, because we didn't get a chance to get to that the other day. And then I don't know if we reached out to Jackie yet about zodiac signs.
No,
Not yet. Okay,
I
we
don't know
gotta
if
do that.
anyone else did.
Or if anyone else. Okay, so we gotta get that because I think that the zodiac sign thing is really a good topic to go over because it's about reading people as well. And then I remember we also didn't cover the 4 question close, so we got to do that too.
I don't know if we can go through all that on this one call.
Yeah, we can. Yes, we can.
So, okay, so let's maybe just see how we can get through this and finish it up. It was John C. Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I am still listening to the audio. I listened to it in the car and I listened to it when my kids are in the car, right? Because although they might not be paying attention or maybe they don't understand, but it could also be my perception of what they understand. Because I remember when I was a kid, I understood everything my parents talked about. I may not have been engaged in their conversations or, being spoken to about whatever they were talking about. But I remember as a kid, I understood a lot more than what they may have thought that I understood. So, when you're listening to these things in the car or in the home with your kids, like they are picking these things up and they are learning at the same time you're learning, and they're not necessarily hearing it from you, right? Like sometimes our kids or our significant others, they kind of tune us out, right? Because they're so used to hearing our voice. But when it's someone else's voice, they might pick things up. Okay, so I think we left off at we had already talked about like solid ground and foundation, right? So the law of respect, people naturally follow leaders stronger than themselves, right? So when you're in a job or you're in any type of profession or any type of sport activity, any type of community, or here, who do you want to follow, right? Like you want to follow someone that's been there, that's done that before, because why would you follow someone that hasn't, right? They don't, if you have a certain goal in mind, like the person that's going to take you there is a person that's been there before, right?
Yeah.
So
Sorry. With that said, I think you should tie that into like something that's relevant. So what's relevant is, like the personalities, right? And
yes,
then also like for a lifestyle getaway specifically, because they're gonna go next week. So this is like a time to take advantage of this information.
yes.
And the way to do that is by tying it in. So go for it.
You could have tied it in. Did you see something? Did you want to say something? This is why we can't get through these 21 laws. This is why.
I wanted to prompt you so that way you can, uh, get more content. But it's more value though.
All right. So during lifestyle getaways, right? A lot of people with the personalities of blue, if you've taken your color test but before yet, they like to have fun. Um, so you know what though? Everyone likes to have fun. Like I don't know if you guys all took the color test. I know that most of the time when people come in, when they start thriving, we're just like, hey, you started promoting, like let us get to know you better, like what turns you on, right? And so we give you a color test, we give you a personality test. Why do we do that? It's very intentional. Like we want to know, like, who are you, what are you about, what drives you, what motivates you, right? So if you haven't taken, I need to, you know what, I need to retake the test if you haven't. But you know what, some people are so good at reading you already, that's why they probably didn't even send you the test. But it's fun to get to know, because sometimes you don't even know who or what you are, right? So the color test, there's 4 colors. There's red, and people that are red are typically in leadership positions, very aggressive. They care about making money, hitting goals. People that are blue, they love to have fun, right? So can you guys name some blue people, some blue personalities around us? They love to have fun. If it's not fun, they don't want to do it, right? And that's what thriving is all about. Like no one wants to do something on the side that's boring if they don't have to. And then yellow people are like some of the best people for this business. They just really care about people. They really love people. They really just want to help people, right? We see a lot of yellows. We have a lot of yellow nurses on here, right? And then there is green. Green people are very analytical. They're very logical. They need to know all the things before they even make a move sometimes, right? And so they need to know all the information that some of us don't even have, right? But someone out here in this community will always have the information someone else needs, whether it comes from you or not. That's why we have a community to lean on, right? Why are you laughing?
I'm just reading the chat. It's funny.
You're laughing. You're distracting me.
Sorry. This is great.
So everyone wants to have fun though. Like I feel like regardless what your blue levels are, everyone wants to have fun. Like I feel like
Yeah.
like I thought everyone thought I was red. Like everyone was like, "Oh, for sure you're red. For sure you're red." I took the test. I was like 80 something percent yellow. I was like 80 something percent yellow and then red and then I don't know, blue or green. I got to take it again, right? Cuz over time sometimes you change. But yeah, like, but when I saw everyone having fun, everyone doing a lifestyle getaway, and to me, like, my personality is like yellow. I care about people. I love helping, and I'm red. Like, I'm usually very goal oriented or very aggressive when I want something, right?
Yeah.
And so, but when I saw people having fun, I was like, man, I want to have fun. Like, I am not having fun in the businesses that I'm in. Like, it's heavily male dominated, right? And like, we don't go on vacations, and we don't do like community meetups, and we don't do all the things that like thrivers get to do, right? And so regardless, like, everyone wants to have fun. Everyone wants to do something. People want to go to events. They want to see like faces. They want to connect, right? They want to know, like, how can my life be more fun? Like, I don't think the kid inside of us ever grows up and doesn't want to have fun in life anymore, right? We're just as you grow up, you just are, responsibilities happen, and you're told certain things, and you don't know that you can make money doing the things that you love, right? Yeah, but what's going on in the chat since you're reading it and you're laughing over there? Tell me what's happening.
Let's just read some comments.
So distracting.
Sorry, but I think it was great. Okay, I'll admit people you can read.
You just said you're gonna read them.
Julie says I need to take the test. I may or may not be all the colors.
Maybe some people are rainbows, like Jockey. Jockey's a rainbow, Jack of all trades.
Goody says I'm
Jackie of all
yellow.
trades.
Jackie of all trades.
Jackie of all trades.
Goody says I'm yellow, blue, yellow, green, blue.
Verge.
Verge says I'm
Yellow, green, blue. Yeah, scientist.
Nice. Yeah, it's good.
Angela and Twin, yes, they're like blue, right? Like, they're here to have a good time. Like, if you're here to like be negative or start something, they're like, bye. You go do that in that corner. I'm gonna go have fun. Bye.
Verge says numbers are close, getting to rainbow status.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's good though, because it's like, when you take the test, if you take the test like every year, like once a year,
Yeah.
then you'll get a good gauge of yourself, right? It's like about learning about yourself, mastering yourself, knowing yourself. So that's really good. Angela says, I'm red now. I love to make money and love to make you money.
But yes, very much blue. Yes, I mean, and the thing is, like, sometimes red, like, you get a bad rap, but there's nothing bad about being goal oriented, right? And there's nothing bad about putting something out there and not being afraid or ashamed of some type of goal that you put out there and then going for it, right? Because if you go and do it, guess what? Someone else who's looking for that, they're going to be like, I want that too. You did that. I need help, right? And so there's nothing wrong with that. And lucky we get to have fun while we do this, right?
Yeah, and I think that's really important. So there's a lot of Twin says she put the video in Build Grow Thrive. So check it out there. Angela says far from green. Yeah, I think it's really important to for sure like take a look at the four colors, and don't stop there though, right? Like
There's other personality tests,
yeah,
right?
there's multiple personality tests. One of the like another good one is like the Myers-Briggs. So the 16 personalities. That one is
That's a
really
lot of personalities.
yeah, but that one's really good though to take and to learn about yourself. There's the Hexaco test. There's a bunch of them. Okay, so it's really important to just if you wanted to, right? There's a Strength Finder one as well. Like there's a bunch of different ones that you can take.
Oh, I saw that the other day. I was like
Yeah.
looking at something because I was listening to the audio, and then they were talking about, they referenced back to a book about strengths, and then there was a test. There was a test to show like what your strength is. Because sometimes we may not be self-aware in what we're really good at, but other
Yeah.
people around us will tell us like, hey, you're really good at this, right? Like, it's always easy to spot what other people are good at, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult to spot what you're good at.
Yeah. And then like what Twin says, the point is to learn the colors so you can speak to other people's colors to help them understand, right? Like how can you help someone understand what you're saying if you can't speak to where they're coming from, right?
Mhm.
If you don't understand how to read people or, have that skill set where you're improving it and elevating it, then when it comes time to talk to many different people, many different backgrounds, many different just perspectives, right? And you can't connect to the personality that they are within, right? That's them. Then you as a leader, it's going to be more challenging. You'll find it more challenging to connect with more people simply because the lack of development when it comes to reading people. Okay, the lack of development when it comes to knowing who someone is, what the personality is. So a quick hack is just to, when you're onboarding someone new, or if you haven't done it yet, is just send them the personality quiz and let them know, like, to let you know what their score is, and then you guys can discuss it. And with that being said, right, like, why not do a documentation if they're up to it, where you record, like you do, like what we're doing right now, Fire Hour, right? Like, record you guys self, like doing Instagram Live, for example, and like just discussing that. That's a content piece. That's a content campaign. How many times are you onboarding a new person where you can literally do an IG Live, and from there, literally just talk about the 4 personality colors, right? It's something to do for yourself first and foremost. It's something to do for the newest person as well. Both of you get to learn about each other, and not only that, but to add on to it as a bonus, if you use like Instagram Live or whatever live you want to use, then that's marketing, right? That's part of your marketing now. So that's a marketing effort. That's an IPA, right? So, like, and that's something different than Thrive, right? It's something attached to it because everything's connected, but that's part of building your personal brand, right? It's part of social media. It's part of marketing. So that is just an idea to throw out there, but it's so simple to do. So it's so easy not to do as well, right? But that's like exactly what it is.
That also reminds me of why we used to take the test in the beginning, is because sometimes you don't know, right? Like, you think that maybe what you came in for is maybe what someone else is looking for, which it is what someone else is looking for, but maybe they're also looking for something else too, right? So when you take the test, you get to know yourself, you get to know others around you, and you get to understand your team and your leaders. But not only that, because now you understand about the test, about personalities, and it's very simple. It's just 4 categories, right? Like, just start with the basics. Now, when you're talking to a customer and they're talking to you about what they did over the weekend, and they had a lot of fun and they did this, and this is something that they normally do. They attend events, they go out, they meet people, they like to chit chat, they like to make friends. Then, boom, they're a blue, right?
Yeah.
So now when you're talking to them about Thrive, about vitamins, are you going to list all the ingredients and every single thing it does for them? Or are you going to necessarily talk about how they can help other people if they start to? No, you're going to talk about how much fun it is to be a part of this community, to get together, to do things, to even be able to earn, your car bonus, and also like trips, right?
Yeah.
So getting to know yourself, your team, your leaders, you're also learning how to get to know the customers and the people that you're talking to, right? So you talk to people differently in the way that they're going to receive the message, and like they're going to want to be a part of this, right? Because we do have it all, right? Like, if you're red, you're aggressive, you're chasing after goals. That's what we have here. If you're blue, you want to have fun. We have that too. If you're green and you're really into the ingredients and into the products and into what they do and how they help people and what to take with what,
And the comp plan.
we have all that, right? And then if you're yellow and you just love helping people, and Thrive has helped you in a way that more people need it, like, we have that too, right? So also understanding how to talk to the next person that comes in. What is it that they want? Because it's not about you and your personality thinking that they're going to want the same, right? It's, what do they want? What's in it for them? What are they coming to you for? Or what is their personality like? And what are you and how do you cater your message to them, that like, we do have it all here?
Exactly. Yeah, that was really
So yeah, you were just bringing up a good point. I was like, oh yeah.
yeah, great. That was a great clip. Thank you.
Now you guys get to see like the back end stuff, right? Like some of the stuff that we do in the making. So you can see, okay, what is it that they're doing? How are they doing it? And then boom, right?
Yeah. I'm just having fun. So Julie says, I will take the test after this Fire Hour.
Yay.
Good job. That's awesome. Um, yeah, that's a lot. And it does evolve over time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point to note as well, Verge, because when someone takes the personality, let's say like you took the personality colors today, okay? And then it came out like whatever the result was. A year from today, if they've been working on themselves, if they've been, going on Fire Hour, like working on personal development, showing up to different types of environments that elevate their game, like all these different things, right? Your mindset changes, something in your life, you know, dramatically shifts, and then now you're on a different trajectory where you're like, you know what, this is the path I'm going to take now, et cetera, et cetera. So, when they take that personality color again, or that quiz, and you meet with them again a year from now, that might be a different person that you're speaking to, because of all the work that they've been doing.
Yeah.
So, it does evolve over time, and that's something to know as well. And here's the beauty of, knowing the colors and knowing the personalities with each individual person that's on your team. And with each individual person that you meet with and connect with, is that, you're going to be able to see them actually grow through their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something that's special, and it's amazing because not only did you get to see someone go from like the beginning, but now you get to see their journey all the way through, how it unfolds. And I think that that is part of, this, having this community, right? Being able to be connected with everyone, going on the same path, the same journey, and going towards the same vision, right? And being able to help other people in society through like your vehicle of choice, which in this case, there's Thrive, right? I know that there's other business owners and entrepreneurs here and that have everything else as well that they're going after. It's the same thing. Like, you guys are helping make an impact in this world by being the best versions of yourself, right? And so being able to know that and to see that throughout life, like with other people, I think that's magical. So yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, you grow over time, you
Mhm.
change. One day you might be yellow, the next year you might be red. Like, you never know. Like, as you grow and evolve and you start to work on yourself and you start to do a lot of personal development, and you're placed in a position with community members where you're starting to learn more about them, you start to learn more about yourself. And sometimes I feel like it's something that's dormant within you, right? Like, maybe you were never like that before, but you were also never placed in an environment where that gift that you had, that basically laid dormant the whole time, you were finally able to let it shine. You were finally able to like let it come out, right? And so sometimes there's like a gift that we all have within us that sometimes we're not aware of yet, or we've had a little sprinkle of it, but we haven't had the environment to necessarily be able to grow that gift in, or like the mentorship from someone that like pulled it out in us. And that's what happens. Like, that's what
Mhm.
happens when you get around people that are developing. They're reading books, they're listening to audios, they're like, how can I get better? They're asking questions, and then they have a community to keep them accountable where they can also feel supported too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Like the accountability factor, that's something that like we shared before, like on a previous episode. But accountability, like that's, like from what I've experienced, like that is the difference or the deciding factor in a sense where, like especially if you're going after big goals and dreams, right? No matter what size that looks like, when you share it with another person, right? When you share it with another person, in a sense, you're kind of feeling like, you know what? The next time this person sees me, or the next time this person we speak, they might have in their mind like a question to ask about the goals and dreams I have because I shared it with them. So that is part of leveling up your accountability, though. That's part of leveling up your life because when you know for a fact, this is like something I shared before. My brother and like one of his best friends, okay, they made a contract together, okay, and they actually signed the contract. This is part of accountability. This is how you can level up your accountability game. The my brother's friend wanted to make a certain amount of income in 3 months, and the whole goal was if he didn't make it in that amount of time by the end of the 3 months, then what would happen is he would have to work at McDonald's full time, um, and he's never worked a job ever. Okay, and he's an entrepreneur, never worked a job. And so what happened after the 3 months? And they signed the contract. Okay, this is for accountability purposes. After 3 months, my brother's best friend did not hit his goal. So what did he do? He held himself accountable and got a job at McDonald's and actually experienced what it's like to work full time at McDonald's. For him in that experience, that taught him valuable lessons because one, he never experienced working a full time job. Number two, because he's just his family's entrepreneurial and everything. Number two, he got to understand like a different perspective of life and what it means to bring it into a business. And number three, like he actually, which is the most important, he held his end of the bargain with the accountability, right? So that's just an example of taking your accountability level and game to the next level, okay? It's about like really committing to your goals and dreams and deciding on what is really, important to you and what would you actually do when it comes to saying, you know what, hold me accountable to this because I am serious about this. Therefore, here's the consequence if I don't hit it, right? How many more, like, just ask yourself this question. If you had an accountability partner and you took it to that level where you actually signed a contract where there was a consequence for you if you didn't hit a certain goal or milestone, how would you actually operate? How would you actually act? What actions would you take? What decisions would you make when it came to doing the things you need to do in order to get the goals you want to achieve? Like, just think about that for yourself, right? And there's a lot of great comments inside the chat about personality tests. Like, I think that, first and foremost, just as an action item, if you have not, if for you yourself, if you have not taken the four question, the four personality colors, right? Red, green, blue, yellow, then do that for sure. If you want to take other personality quizzes as well, like just for this specific community, take the four colors first, and then like try out like the disc personality test, try out like the other ones that are in there, right, in the chat, because there are several, right? There are several, but you have to know, like, you want to know yourself, okay? You want to know your colors first and foremost, so that way you can amplify those within yourself. And then you can actually decide on like the actions and tasks you want to do throughout your life, starting today. Okay, that's number one. Number two is when you are onboarding other people on your team, and when you're getting to know them, connecting with them, building that relationship. It's really important to know who they are within. And one of those, tips or hints that you can get is by knowing their colors. So that's really important. Those are two action items, okay? Two action items. Bonus is to document it with social media, okay?
Or to document it with a friend, right?
Yeah, do both, right? Why not? Try to figure it out. Just experiment. Okay. Put your marketing hat on, experiment. See what the market likes, see what they don't like. And also, like, if you don't like to do it, then don't do it. Okay. Because then you're just forcing yourself and that goes against flow. And you want to just flow with everything. Okay. So just do your best to flow into everything, flow with everything that you do. There's going to be times when, like, you are going to have to, like, put some force of will within, but it's okay, because that's life. Right. So, you have a question. Christine, what did Crystal do as a career before Thrive? Because I'm very red and love making income as a realtor, but I needed something more fun too. So I really feel that. That makes
So
sense.
what did I do before? Everything. Before Thrive, I had four businesses. I was doing mortgage banking, right? So I did loans. I was a direct lender, and I was doing real estate. I still have my broker's license, but I don't practice it. Like, I just do my own deals, and like maybe someone really, really close that I can get along with. And I was doing debt collections and merchant services, and Thrive was like the fifth thing, right? And I was a real estate investor, right? So I have a rental property and I'm always looking, right? So those are all like pretty much all finance and all male dominated industries. And so for me, it's like it wasn't fun. Like, I was really good at mortgage banking. Like, I can process a file, I can underwrite a file, I can sell it to the bank, flip the warehouse line, make sure we have the money back, and then flip it again and talk to clients, and go through the whole loan application and all that stuff, right? So everything was like very technical, very timely, like things needed to get done, like if you didn't get it done, like there were huge consequences and people would lose thousands of dollars and you lose a lot of business. So there was not a lot of fun in that. There's just a lot of pressure to perform and to be really good. And then I had to also train brokers and train agents, and like train new loan processors and all that stuff, right? So that's what I did before. So we were from the same industry, right? And then I did real estate here and there. I would do a couple 1031 exchanges, help people list their houses or help people buy their houses. And so all those things are really technical, very high pressure, right? And so when I found Thrive, I was like, what? Like, I can make money and do this with a bunch of women and have fun and go on vacations and get my car paid for, and I can help people, right? And yeah, there are timelines when you're trying to hit certain goals, but you have so much more fun doing it that it becomes a lot more easy, right? So there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. I think that like you need money, right? So like when I don't know, I always get frustrated when people are like, "Oh, it's not about money." It's like, "Well, yeah, like you only need money to pay for the roof over your head, like the food in your fridge, the clothes on your back, like the transportation that takes you to and from work. Like, it's not all about money. There's more things out there that are important, and no one ever said that they weren't, but it's just that you need money to pay bills to make a living, and money is a tool. And what that tool buys is options. It buys freedom. It buys things that, not having it wouldn't be able to get you there, right? But doing this business has been so much more fun because it's like, we get to do it together and we get to go places, we get to do things, we get to build connections, we get to support each other, right? And like in the days when I was like, working as a direct lender, and like I owned the company too. I owned a portion of the company, right? Like we didn't do these community things, and I didn't really relate to the people that were like in the office. Like I loved my coworkers, like we did do things here and there, but it was different, right? Like I was always the youngest person in pretty much every industry that I touched, and like one of the only females. And so here it's like there's a bunch of women, like we're all pretty much close to the same age, right? Like we're moms or we do the same thing, right? So when I saw that you can actually make a very, very, very decent income through this type of business, I was like, I'm freaking sold, right? Like at first I didn't know. I was just having fun and I'm like, oh, if I can make like a couple $100s a month, like then I'll be able to like take my kids on activities and not have to like worry too much, because during that time I had just bought my second house. And so I was just like, oh, okay, like if I just post every day, if I just do an income producing activity, which is sharing, posting, talking to someone about it every single day, that only takes you 5 minutes, right? Maybe 30 minutes at most, right? Until it becomes so instinctual that like it takes you less time and you can do more of it. I was like, if I can just do 30 minutes a day of income producing activities, which is really GPOT, right? Get people on Thrive, and I can build an income that matches any one of my other businesses, then that's what I'm going to do. And then I ended up dropping a lot of businesses, right? Like I was so busy at the time. Like Thrive was like the fifth thing, and so I had a dining table, like a 6-person dining table. You remember that dining table?
Yeah.
It was 6 or 8 person dining
Eight.
table, 8. And so what I would do is like my desk wouldn't even fit. Like I had like a built-in desk. Like when I bought the house, I like ripped everything out and like, had my contractors come through and remodel everything. And I had an office, a really nice office, but that office wouldn't fit me anymore because I had so many different businesses. So out in my dining room table, like each chair was a different business. So I would put something down there and it's like, okay, today, right now, for the next hour, I'm working on loans and only the things that I absolutely have to work on, which is things that have deadlines, right? Deadlines and then go down. And then once I was done with that 1 hour or that 2 hours, I would literally get up out of the seat and move into the next seat and be like, okay, I am now working on real estate. I am a realtor right now. Like, what does my client need? What do I need to follow up on? Who do I need to call? What emails do I need to get back to? And then I would move and then I would go into debt collections and I'd be like, okay, what paper is out there that we need to buy to be able to flip it, right? And then I would move on, right? And I would move on to merchant services. Okay, who do I know that has a company or has a business that trusts me, knows me, likes me, and would want to save on their credit card processing fees, right? And then I would move on to Thrive and be like, I am a Thriver. I am a Thrive promoter. Now, what do I need to do, right? And Thrive was the easiest and the funnest. It took less than 30 minutes a day to build this business, right? Into a business where I was able to be like, you know what? I'm not having fun doing merchant services. I'm not really having fun trying out this new debt settlement thing. Like, it's fine. That business is already running, right? And then I was like, you know what? And I didn't really want to do real estate anymore. Like I loved real estate, but I discovered about myself that I love being an investor more in real estate than I love doing the sales aspect of it, right? And so I was able to let go of pretty much almost all of my businesses. Like a few years later, I ended up selling my direct lending company. I was like, I'm not having fun anymore. Like there was just things happening. And I was just able to leave certain things because I had something else that would help me become stable enough to be able to sustain myself until I found the next thing, right? And so I'm not making any financial claims. I'm not dropping any numbers. I'm just saying that I was able to replace certain things that I had started that no longer like was my passion and that was boring. Like anything that I ever do, like I'm going to be successful in just because that's my personality, right? But if I can be successful in doing anything that I want to do, why can I not choose what I want to do, who I want to do it with? I can. I have that option. And here with Thrive, with all of you guys, like this is my option. This is my choice. This is something that I want to do. Like I love helping people. I love all of you guys. Like I love being here, right? So like obviously like I went on to do other things as well, right? Like I'm an investor at heart. Like I have other streams of income going for me. I have a rental property, I have other investments out there that help to compensate my income, right? So I'm not telling anyone to quit their jobs or to leave it, like be financially responsible. You know what I mean? Like by the time like when I started thriving, you guys, when I started this business, it was never for the money. It was like okay, like I want to have fun. I want to do this. I want to go on trips. I want to be around a bunch of girls. I want to make girlfriends. I didn't have a group of girlfriends. I was not girly at all, you guys. I didn't even do my lashes. I didn't even do my nails. Like I didn't even do nothing for myself. I didn't buy myself new clothes all the time. Like I was just like in the grind, day in, day out, hustle, get things done, make money. Like that was just me, right? But being here, I was able to really step into my feminine and I was like, you know what? I can be a female. I can do these things. Like it's okay for me to take care of myself. And Thrive was that gateway, like you know how they call weed like the gate opener? Like that's Thrive. Thrive is like the gate opener to like be becoming you, right? Like pulling you out. And I know there's more males here now too, but it changes you. Like it changes you in a way that you would have never discovered, right? And I think that a lot of it has to do with self-love because when you decide to take vitamins, right? And you guys, these aren't the cheapest vitamins, but they're not the cheapest vitamins because they actually work and you feel them, right? Like you feel them working, like you start to manage your weight better, your moods better, and like you look better, you feel better, you start to age backwards, you start to take care of yourself. And so that's what it was. It was like the gateway to me loving myself more and wanting more for myself that I didn't have before, that I finally felt like I could have, right? Um, so it's been a life changer, you guys. And like maybe you're not out there full in belief with that yet, but you will be as you go along in your journey, right? Like it's happened for so many of us. And maybe you guys are there. Like I see a lot of you guys like just crushing it, right? And just like flying through everything. Like this feeling, you know what it feels like to feel like you've become someone that you always were, that was always inside, that finally has a chance to step out into the light to do what you're really passionate about with a community of people that are supporting you along in your journey, right? And so, I know I totally veered off topic, but like that is exactly why like I started thriving, right? Like I didn't know all those things were going to happen, but all those things did happen. So this business, it's so easy to build. It is one of the easiest businesses you will ever build. And this comes from someone that has I have spent $1 million buying businesses and buying real estate and investing in businesses and other people's businesses. So I will tell you that you do not have to spend a dime to come in here, right? Like you can get your products for free and you can make money without ever spending a dime. So you guys, from someone that has spent a lot of money buying businesses, building businesses, selling businesses, buying real estate, commercial and residential, like I'm letting you know that like this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And if you don't take it and run with it now, when you see the momentum and you see everyone crushing it, like I don't know what you're going to do. Like I don't know. I hope you find something else you're passionate about where people support you, they love you, and you have free trainings like this. But like there's nothing else like this anywhere else that I've seen of, right? Which is why I'm still here 6 years later, right? So that's kind of why I started thriving. I just wanted to take care of myself and have fun, and the money followed. Like the money will follow, but how committed are you to yourself and to what you want and to other people? Because we've seen people come and go in this business, and most of the people that come and go, they don't care about people. They're just in it for themselves, right? Like it's okay to be in love with money and want to make money, but you have to care about people too. Because if you're only in here for the money and you're not here for the people too, it's just not going to work out, right? Like we've seen people come and go. They come in, they run, they crush it, they like make great amounts, and then boom, they leave just like that. They hop onto the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, or they're just not in it anymore because maybe their stuff goes down, but it's like it doesn't matter. Like you have to care about being here. You have to care about the people. You have to care about like whose life can I change next? Who else can I touch next? Who else is out there that has no idea who I am, what I do, what Thrive is, and I'm going to completely turn your life around and you have no idea yet, right? Like that's the passion inside that I hope you wake up with every single day and that you go to bed with every single day, because this business is very possible for you to make a decent living for yourself, right? But be financially responsible, right? Like you have to have other things sometimes. Not everyone can do this full time unless they have support or they have other things going on for them. So I want to be very clear when, I talk about these types of things, right? But yeah.
That was fire. That was fire. Good job.
Life changing, you guys, life changing. Just stick and stay.
Yeah, and you know what? Like again, fire is transformation. It's life change. So fire hour, that's right. So that was excellent. That was amazing.
Thank you.
That was very inspiring, very impactful. And I'm gonna cut up I'm gonna cut up all that content.
You guys in before Thrive, I was very quiet. Like I did not talk. I didn't use my voice, right? Like I just like head down, just do what I got to do, stack, build, invest, whatever. And I didn't say anything to anyone. So everyone always thought it was like my ex. They were like, "Oh, you're so lucky you just bought a house." I'm like, "I'm lucky? I'm lucky. Someone bought me that house? No, 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 no. I bought that house. I did that." You know what I mean? And so I found my voice through thriving, through loving myself, through taking care of myself, through finding a community that was like, I'm with you too. I want to take care of myself. I want to take care of my family. I want more than this life has to offer. And it's here, right? Like it's here. Like I don't know anywhere else, right? And it's really the community that's going to help you get through the bad times, right? Like there's good times, there's bad times, there's ugly times, and as your support system, this community will get you through all the times. You know what I mean? So if you're having a hard time right now, you don't have a team, you see everyone crushing it, like you will have your time. You just need more time to develop yourself and to reflect, and then to also say, how can I be better? How can I do better? What are they doing that I'm not doing? How can I learn, right? Like get out of your own head, get out of your own way, and start to see what are other people doing? What can I do, right? And what you have full control over is yourself and your level of development and how much and how bad you want any goal you set out there. That's up to you, right? Like it's not up to anybody else but you. So whether you're in this business or any other business, it's the same thing over and over again. Like you are capped through your development, right? And so that's why leadership is also so important, because even if you don't have a team, you're still a leader to yourself, right? Like you lead yourself every day in what you need to do, where you need to be, and what you have to accomplish, right? And if you have kids, you're a leader. And so regardless of having a team or not, you are a leader, and you are a leader for yourself. So how can you lead others if you can't lead yourself first, right? So if you don't have a team, or your team's falling apart, sometimes it happens, right? It does happen. Lead yourself, become a better leader in order to lead others better, right?
Yeah.
So there's always something to work on, but the number one thing that you're going to work on here is yourself. And then you get compensated for the level of work that you do on yourself and the level of success you can help other people have.
Yes. That's all I gotta say.
And I met him through this business, and it's not because he started thriving. He didn't know anything about Thrive. I was just like, I have this business. It's really fun. I need to do more sales. I need to market more. And so I need to build my personal brand, because I never built a personal brand before. All the businesses that I've ever been a part of, like, I didn't have to build a personal brand. It either took money or sweat equity, or me learning how to work the business until I became deadly at it and I can save enough to be able to buy it myself, right? Or buy a piece of it. And so I was just like, this is something new to me. And when something is new to me, I don't act like I know everything. Like, I'm like, no, I'm going to go to the expert. And so I talked to our friend Jeff, right? And our friend Jeff is our business partner in our auto shop, right? And so he introduced me to him. And he was just like, oh, you want to learn about personal branding? You want to learn about social media? I have a guy. This guy used to work for like Ty Lopez, which was one of like the first people that basically started like social media marketing agencies, right? And so I was like, yeah, I don't know what that is, but that's what I need. Right. And so you're out there, you're networking, you're talking to people, you're growing as a person, you're growing in your profession, and you're just trying to get better and better at anything and everything that you do, which requires you to get out of your comfort zone to start to do things you never did before. Right. But what is life if you're not growing? Right. If you're not growing and you're just complacent and comfortable with what you're doing, like, it's kind of boring. I mean, at least for me, it is. Right. And so that's how I met him. And it was just for business. It was just supposed to be for business. And it just turned into something more. I don't know. I don't know.
It's called falling into someone else's plan.
Is that what happened? Did I fall into your plan, or did you fall into my plan?
I'm just kidding. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I have no idea. It was meant to be. It was divine timing. Mic drop. Boom. That's right.
So unprofessional. I know, right? I know. Oh my God. Hey, but then he fell into my plan, and then I was like, here you go, Thrivers. Here you go. Like,
look at Jackie's comment. That was so funny. Yeah, I guess I fell into your guys' plan. You guys are so funny. That's how smart you guys are, though, huh?
Yeah, we like lured you in.
Yeah, I did it for free. It was amazing. No, it was like this was the best thing, you know? Yeah, the best thing that could ever happen to me. So literally, like, this was the recording will be posted for sure. It'll be posted. We love and appreciate you both. Thank you.
Likewise.
Yep, likewise, 100%.
Your life can change, and your life can change very quickly just being here around everyone. Like, we all have something unique to offer. When I first started, I was with Jackie, right? But we all have different personalities. And Twin was like, oh, you're gonna do this, or you're gonna be able to do that, and da 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 da. And I was like, what? Like, I can, right? Like, other people around this community as well is going to help you. Like, everyone is a different part of the process, right? Like, Jackie's amazing with resources, and she was like, every day that we needed her, she was there. And so we truly learned about this business, the ins and the outs, and have all these resources and systems that we didn't have before. She taught us those things. She provided the resources. She provided the answers. She was like, here's what you need. Here. And it if you were stuck and you're like, I need help, what do I do? Da 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 da. She's like, here, do this, right? And so Jackie was really good at like everything, right? And Twin is really good at having fun, you guys. So every time I see someone and I know that they could use some more fun in their life and they just need that spark, I'm like, Twin, can you go talk to her? Can you go talk to her? And she like was like, oh, you can do this. So to hear that from someone that was like outside of also my circle that's been doing this longer, I was like, oh, I can. So connect your people to your leaders, connect your people to the community. Sometimes one person might get them in, and sometimes another person turns them on, and another person is more relatable to them and keeps them in the community. And that's the beauty of us, right? Like we don't all have to find the same people like us in order to stay. We really don't. We just need to know what that person's looking for and cater towards what that person's looking for and pull them in the community as fast as possible so that they can find their people within the community and pretty much stick and stay around with us, right? We're all different people. We all come from different walks of life, right? And someone somewhere out there is going to connect with someone else in the community. Great. You got them in, right? You signed them? Okay, great. Now pull them in.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I love how you brought into your story about like one of the reasons why you decided to like fall. Well, one of the reasons why you fell in love with this community though, it was because like you didn't prior to Thrive, you didn't have girlfriends, right?
Yeah.
And you actually
I had
wanted,
very few.
yeah, and you wanted to surround yourself with more though,
Yeah.
right? But more who are authentic, who have like who are you know, here like for their intentions and then everyone else's as well, and wants to
Yeah.
make an impact and everything else that you said. So, because I was gonna prompt you.
What am I, a bot?
No,
ChatGPT?
no.
Now you need to prompt me correctly.
I just been like looking at AI so much, so I'm just like, this is my
I'm
head.
not, guys. Hi, I'm Crystal GPT. I'm here for Shen's prompting pleasures.
No. So literally, I just I think it was really important that you brought that up though, because it is true, like what you said. Like there are so many people out there who they are seeking connection, they are seeking community, they are seeking their people, they are seeking a place like a safe home space where they can go and confide in and just connect with others in there. So like I love how you shared that because that is true. Like it was something that was deep within that you were seeking and you found it here.
Yeah.
So I think that that's just so important to like note. I at least there's so many things that you shared that is super impactful, and you know it's going to be out there like for the world to hear because people need it, right? Like speak to just one person with social media, like speak to that one person and they'll find value in it. What can you read?
So we were just talking, Jackie was saying like, yeah, I hit promote on her late father's birthday, right? And so you guys will see a lot of synchronicities and alignments within this community. Like when we share with each other like the deepest things, like we have been through everything, you guys. Like a lot of us like that have been here for a while, like we've seen each other and we've gone through life. Like it's not like you check into work, you go through life and you take it outside. It's like we are like your extended family, you know, when you're going through something, you're going through life, and some of us have been there before. We're able to at least help guide you through it if you want you know, someone to listen to you, or you want someone to like kind of like talk to you, like how do I navigate this, right? We're beyond just Thrive and the business aspect of it, right? Like we are a family, we're an extended family, we're a community, and that's what has created this culture to be so strong, you know? So I really thank the people before us that are still here, and it's always been Twin and Jackie, right? And now Ange and all these other leaders that are coming in, but it's like it really does take servant leadership and people who really care about people and know and see the vision to kind of keep going regardless, right? And we've had whole entire ass teams fall off, but at the end of the day, it was never just about money. It was never about just the business. It was about people. So whether people came in, blew up, fell off, it didn't matter. We're still here. And we're still going to be here regardless of what rank or what we make, right? Like we're here in it for the long run because we see the vision of this business and we see what this community has brought out in so many of us that it's like, who else is next? Like, who is next, right?
Yep. Alex has a good question.
Yeah.
Right. Like What did you do? What did you all do when we were running without the fire hours or power hours? So what did you guys do prior to all those?
There were always power hours, right?
Mm,
There was always power hours. And so every day of the week, there's always something by someone, whether it's a sideline or maybe someone that's higher up or the bit or the company is doing something. There really is always something, right? But it's like we like Twin had power hours and then Jackie had power hours. We started fire hours and we did this because we felt like, you know what? We can't maybe sometimes relate to some of the things that other leaders are saying, or we just want to stick closer to our community and really like build and grow. And so, one, you can do your own power hour.
mm,
No one's ever stopping you from hosting something. And Alex, you have such a strong voice and you're such a strong person and you have so much wisdom in you. Create your own. Like no one's stopping you. And you, if you create your own, people will come, people will listen, and then it'll just become something that you may have never imagined, right?
yeah.
But let's say you can't right now, you're not ready right now. Cool. Personal development. Honestly, there were a lot of times where I jumped on things and I'm like, I kind of wish that I did a lot more personal development and did audibles, like, you know, listened to books, read books, learned about this industry, right? Like there are network marketing professionals who train, right? Like
Mm.
Eric Worre, who else is there?
There's a bunch of people.
But you can always level up your skill set. You don't need a power hour or a fire hour to continue leveling up on the days where there is none, right?
Mhm.
Like there's the personal development, there's finding the resources to be able to learn from there and then to be able to like implement and take it back. So that's I guess what I would say.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. And then Jackie says, as also like another answer to is it's they posted on stories daily, samples and met up with people belly to belly, so in person.
Yeah.
In real life events, right? Locals, one every month in every city we were building in.
Yeah, we were flying out.
Oh, so you guys were flying out like in
We were
Vegas
like
too.
going to Vegas, we are going to the Bay Area, like anywhere there was a team that was starting to grow. We're like, hey, we're here.
That's dope. And then making sure you qualify for every promo as a team. Nice. That's good. Angela says one thing AI doesn't have though is heart. So remember to change to who you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's I think that's really important to know. It's I think that's important to know. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Um, Jack says, and she specifically said yes because she and I wanted to travel and meet with a lot of girls and have fun.
No, hot girls, Shun.
Oh,
Hot girls. You're bringing that part.
sorry. It's hot girls and have fun.
I did want to travel. I wasn't traveling. All I was doing was working my butt off 7 days a week and being a mom, right? And I needed some fun in my life. Like everyone deserves to have fun in their life. And I didn't have a group of girlfriends that wanted to travel, that wanted to do things. You know what I mean? Like I had a couple girlfriends. But I think that as I just started growing as a person, like I started becoming someone different. You know, I wanted more. And in order to grow as a person, you have to surround yourself around other people that are doing the same thing or already have been doing it, you know? And what I saw was like, I see a bunch of girls having fun. I was like, Jackie, I want to travel more and I want to travel with hot girls, right? Because I think that would just be such a blast. Like, it would be so fun. And like, you know, what's wrong with me wanting that? Like, there's nothing wrong with me wanting that, right? And so yeah, that's another huge reason why
Mhm.
I started thriving. Really, I think it was that. It was the fun. I was just like, I want to travel with hot girls and have fun and I want to, you know, auto bonus, but I don't want to take from any of my businesses now to be able to offset that next liability. I usually, because I'm an investor, the way I think of things is if I want something, like I need to create another cash flow or I need to buy another asset that's going to cash flow for me to make up for that cost of that liability, right? And so I did want another car, but guess what? I just bought my second house, right? And it was not a cheap house. It was like 1.07. And so I was just like, I want a car now, but I don't want to take from the income streams that I have in order to buy a car because a car is a liability, right? And so I was like, oh, I can earn a car by doing this.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
that was kind of like the second thing, You know, one, it was like, if I can make a couple $100 and go travel with some hot girls and have fun, great, I'm in, you know? And then the next thing was like, okay, like I'll give myself a year to earn the auto bonus. So now I'm not taking from what I already have existing. I'm building a new income stream to be able to offset that next liability.
Nice. Yeah, that's like so important. Like that just makes so much sense. Damn, there was a lot of great engagement. A lot of great chats. Jackie says, I love our group. It's so different traveling with non-thrivers. Everyone else is so to themselves and selfish and has their own agenda. With Thrive, company plans everything, or we're just on the same vibe,
Yeah.
same mission, better ourselves and have fun doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Like there's just depends on who you go with, right? So, Angela says, I have a ton of girlfriends, but felt alone because I was on a different path,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and that's, I guess that's something that is really common amongst everyone here, right?
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
you're looking for more. Like there's nothing wrong with your friends. Like you love your friends and you love all the memories that you built and you continue loving them and you continue still hanging out with them and stuff, but there's something more within you. Like you're seeking more than what you have now, right? And if you're on a different path and everyone's like, I'm good. Like I'm good where I'm at. You're happy for them. They're happy for themselves. Great. It's always okay to find a new community. It's always okay to make new friends. It's always okay to, look elsewhere to try to find something else that's within you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's growth. Like around here, it's about being authentic, growing as a person, and just getting better every day and having people to grow alongside with, right?
Exactly. And like it's, when you say like you became different, like it's like, I think that the reframe is you became more of you,
Yeah.
right? Like you are being more of you. And I think that's super important and super special because like when you start to, raise your game, elevate your game, like work on yourself, work on the best project you'll ever work on, which is you, right? That's the best project you'll ever work on. You start to like really learn about yourself and know yourself even deeper. And so when you start to level up, you start to become different. It's because you're getting closer to who you truly are within. So, and then you let that speak out. And other people who are, on that same journey, like that same frequency, vibration, whatever you want to call it, right? That same wavelength, that
Yeah.
same level. Guess what? They're going to start to be attracted and connected with you. And again, boom, magic happens.
Yep.
So
Yep.
go beyond the surface. Yes. Continue to evolve. All love.
Yes.
100%. There's so much deeper meaning. There's a lot. This was really fire. Thank you for sharing,
Thanks for
speaking up.
prompting me. I am your GPT, Crystal GPT. Prompt away.
We hear footsteps, so it's time to end. So, I know we didn't get to like a few other things, but no, we didn't. It doesn't matter.
I mean, we're
Flowing.
every week, and so we're just gonna keep going and flowing.
Yeah, keep going and flowing. And you have a bunch of quotes that you shared, so I need to find them. But yes, have an amazing day. Crush it. Dominate your path. Make it happen. We love you all.
Yes, Jackie. See you soon. You're coming to the festival, right? You guys, 19th and 20th. Seriously.
Yes. Come to Love Rising. Come to Love Rising. All right. Have an amazing day. Crush it. Dominate your path. Make it happen. And we will see you on the next episode. Good job.
Yes. Love you all.
Let's get it.
Bye.
All right. See you next time. Peace out.
Bye bye.
Thank you all. Peace out.